Hello, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Right. Before we start, actually, I would like to say that at Smart Quest, our whole mission is to empower each one of you. And my intention for today is also to offer you some tips as how you can empower yourself with neuro linguistic programming. So don't worry about these heavy words, but you engaging with me and also the slides that I'm using will give you some kind of understanding and how these three words like NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, is going to help you. I can start with my story where I exposed myself approximately 20 years before to this beautiful process of neuro linguistic programming. Quickly, if I mention that in that training that I attended, I have developed a milestone plan, right? At each year, what that I'm becoming. So the beauty is 20 years back, I have written that at the age of 40, I am a trainer. So the surprisingly subconsciously that has been programmed, and I found those papers at a very recent times, brown colored, but I see that I am a trainer already, right? And a coach, and more than that sometimes. So I have a strong belief that these tools are helping any individual in their personal lives, work lives, and to really thrive in the and excel in the life, right? So because of that, today I'm going to uh, draw your attention to key focus. So let me open up the slides and then share with you what I'm going to let you focus on in the session. So can you all see what it is here? Yeah?
Yes.
Can someone respond? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you can see that we are actually uh, the real challenge is industrial. Oh, there's a spelling mistake. Yeah, sorry about it. So fourth industrial revolution is on, and you can see that a lot of things happening around us. Uh, it may be AI, chat GDP, the robotics, the nanotechnology, many things, right? So life is really challenging in terms of the pace of change. The changes happened all in the history, but the rapidity and the pace of change is so intense. It's really challenging. We need to have new set of skills, right? The second thing is, I know some of a few of you as coaches or parents or maybe counselors or whatever the way that you are supporting people around you to transit or in their life and career transitions. So and sometimes you yourself doing that, right? So here I'm going to share some pointers as how NLP is going to help you. And as you know, life as a whole is a set of decisions that we make. So, how your decision making is influenced and how it can be done with the help of NLP, right? And so basically, and there is a kind of proportion here. I like to introduce you with all this, what is happening, and life is stressful. It can be for many reasons, as you know, but I'm going to help you that to understand that NLP, how it is going to help you in terms of managing your stress also, right? Let's move forward. So, yeah, let's take the first one first. And okay, are you future ready? So let us answer that question. Fourth industrial revolution is all what I said in the introduction as well, right? Everything is connected to everything, and big data, and you don't know how much of your information is exposed online, and so many things happening. So, are you future ready? And recently, we were attending to the IPM CIPM conference, and there I bought a book called Future Ready Now. So the whole book, I actually read the book, and it said, "So, are you ready? Are you really ready for the future? Are you really ready to support for the for people who are coming into the workforce and the new generation?" So, may I ask you, how far that you think that we are ready for the future? Anyone? So if you can speak up, if you like to, that will be more interactive because we have very little time. So just
Not very
share your
ready.
thoughts.
Not
I'm not
really ready.
expecting accuracy. Yeah, go ahead. Are you future ready? And just elaborate a little bit.
No, I don't think we are future ready
Okay.
because uh, in Sri Lanka, what we call the future might be far behind the future that the European countries see.
Okay. All right. So, Geetan, you are referring at a very large system as a country. So, if I may ask you, are you future ready?
Mm, trying to be.
Yes, exactly. So we are all like trying to be future ready, right? So now, say as a parent, I know that how challenging it is sometimes to connect with my son and daughter in their Gen Z, Gen Zs, right? And I know that most of us as young parents, they have kids who were born after 2010. So they are actually alpha generation. They are their hands are with an iPad or some kind of device, right? So their experiences with this virtual world. So how can I prepare myself to support them? They need support, right? So this is one key thing. So thank you, Geetani, for that sharing. So it tells us that we all need to upskill ourselves and look at ourselves as how we prepare ourselves to thrive as well as supporting others in this space, right? Thank you. And then I'm going back to the presentation. Mm, yes, let's see what it is. Okay. So this is the next thing that I thought of bringing into the discussion. Can you see that, as I just said, alpha generation, there is around 10 billion uh, like uh, is going to add to the workforce by 2024, end of 2024, right? So they are just born after 2010. That is alpha generation in the workplace. Can you imagine the kind of gap that me, actually, I'm a baby boomer, right? So, and do you know the range of millennials, the other Gen Zs, and Alpha? So there's a mix of complexity that is coming in terms of getting work done, or maybe having a build, like say, there is a need to build connection and also need to support each other. So in a kind of it can be in a family, it can be in a larger system like society or organization, or even as a country, like say in globalization. So we need to work together, right? So what does it really mean to work together is defined by the quality of our mental processing, how we get about things and how we think about things and how we feel about things. This is where that the NLP is going to help in big way, right? So my intention is to make you future ready. It can be you yourself deploying into different work context or life context and be resourceful, or that you are trying to help somebody around you, right? So the quality of life depends on the quality of decisions that you make. Okay, just take this statement into your head and have another round of discussion. So how many of you agree quality of your life depends on the quality of your decisions you make? I love discussions, so I love your sharing. So how much that you How many of you say yes? Or if it is yes, some some of you, like, if it's yes, what is it? Why that you said yes? What's the reason? Okay, come on, come on, come on.
So
Hi,
yes, I
Salma. Yes.
hi Jay.
You agree with that statement?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think for me personally, it is because I believe when we are not given the opportunity to make some choices, and sometimes we later realize, okay, how did that impact us? And
Mhm.
in like there is like a ripple effect, that it starts impacting our children and things like that. So
Okay.
definitely, I think we have a huge say in how the quality of our life will be if we are able to make our own decisions.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you, Sarma, for that contribution. See, in a given day, how many decisions that we make, and what nature of decisions that we make? It's challenging, right? So, if I share again, so successful life is equal to development of your executive brain. So these are heavy words. Executive brain, if you want to see where it is, just keep your hand on top of your forehead, and just before behind the forehead inside your brain is the area called executive brain, right? So this gray matter behind your forehead is going to decide quality of your life. And critical thinking, decision making that you do, okay, driven by a purpose and meaning, is going to really support you. Now, as we said, that in a world where so much of distraction, so much of change, the rapid changes that is happening, how can you really live a successful life? So if you study NLP, what happened? You learn the tools and techniques of uh, improving your executive brain function, your automaticity, that without thinking that you react to things, will reduce, and that will make you more effective as a leader, as a teacher, as a mother, as any professional, right? So that's the beauty of NLP. And may I ask you, how many decisions did you make for a day? Guess.
I think it's a very big number. I can't
Ah,
remember.
perfectly said. Actually, there are research that the research says that it's about around 35,000 decisions for an average day that we make, right? And if you see this little diagram over there, the nature of those decisions are simple, right? It's clear, like, what cloth that I wear and what color, to a very chaotic or complex decisions, right? So 35,000. But the challenge is all this complexity that we encounter with the challenges that is coming in, and life in general, whatever the nature is, when you have those tools and the kind of methodologies learned and prepare yourself, there is a chance that you can make use of them at these times, right? So there are enough of times that we are confused, right? And there are enough of times that we get into very complicated decision making situations. So as if you see that the sudden floods that you had, right? Many decisions, many tough, chaotic, unknowable things that happen in businesses and in lives of people, right? So another incident is that coronavirus, and I heard that there's another bacteria that is coming in from Japan side, right? Human flesh eating bacteria. Wow. See how terrifying it is even to hear that, right? So this is where that we are today. Chaotic, unknowable things happening, and this nature can be very simple decision making to a complex one. So here the NLP will help you once again to you to see how you're making decisions right now. What is your current pattern of making decisions? and it will give you some indication of how that you can make a proper decision, right? So this is the value of NLP, right? One thing, understand the current pattern, and the next thing is, okay, if this decision that I make in an effective manner, okay, what are the strategies that you can draw out, right? So that's where that so you may have seen this picture, right? I'm not going to talk much, but now I'm coming into another important piece. So I said that our quality of life is depending on the prefrontal cortex. That's the red color patch over there. So there are 9 functions if you want to develop, right? Number 1, as we are heading towards robots and mechanical machines doing most of our work, and we may need to interact more with those machines in a very different way, and also have to have preserve our own humanity. Like, that's also a challenge. So it's a very distant world that we are in, even though we are digitally connected. You see that the loneliness is increasing, depression, stress, all that is coming in big way. Because I spent some time last year studying about these things, and I found that even in Sri Lanka, right, we are very unconscious and unknown. The awareness is very low, that we get into very kind of dangerous states of mental illness, because that we don't know, right? So now, this is empathy, insight, response flexibility, emotional regulation, body regulation, morality, intuition. These 9 things. You can see fear modulation. I think fear is increased with the rapid change, right? Will I be employed in the same job in the coming year? It may be taken, because, example, law-related jobs, there are about 1,000 jobs being taken off by AI. Okay, I'm a lawyer now. What I should do now, right? And Generation Alpha kind of a kid who is coming to workforce, they are already predicted that they may not stay very long in one career. There are about 6 different career changes that is going to happen. That's the prediction for a lifetime of a Generation Alpha workforce. That rapid, right? And they are seeking meaning in life. They are seeking fulfillment in life. They are seeking more autonomy and freedom in life. Already you can see new jobs have appeared, like careers like influencers and various new types of things coming in, right? So this is where your limbic brain reactions to be managed, and prefrontal cortex is trained to respond to all these changes, right? This is where that NLP is going to help you in big way, right? So the next pointer is simply, I'm not going to do a big explanation here. So I said that you see in the middle, internal processing. This is where the whole idea of NLP is coming about, right? In our learning, if you get involved in one of our training programs or registering, what you can see is you, with the help of the trainer, is recognizing your own internal processing. It needs to be done with a trainer, because it's so unconscious. You can see certain deletions, distortions, generalizations. These are big words from psychology, but so many things that is happening unknown, that sometimes we can't be excel in our field of work or life, right? Some limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs. So this internal process in the current state, we are going to recognize. That is what is happening in the training, right? So then, once you know how it is operating right now, and if you are willing to see how best it can operate, there is a natural tendency that you want to learn new strategies as how you want to operate. How do you want to feel things, right? So, so bottom line is, in NLP, you get a massive opportunity for you to observe your own self, Observe your own self. So you must be thinking, how can I do that? So all those tools and the kind of process is designed on your self-observation. So what is the benefit of you learning those tools to observe yourself, where that you can use it to observe others as well? If you say NLP is a study of excellence and life experiences. It's an ongoing study. Now, example, you may notice that in the first slide, when I open up, there's a spelling error, right? So what I did with that error, I managed my state, right? And I moved on, right? Okay, I never get distracted because of that, right? So it may be good for this time, but now I have to learn, step back, right? There can be a pattern of mine that I don't check much of the spellings like in what I do, right? So now it can be a pattern. I'm just taking this as an example, right? So how can I improve myself in that space, right? This is an ongoing example that I'm taking. Okay, now it's a lot of talking from my side. uh, what are you realizing? What are you recognizing now as how it is important for you when it comes to this kind of study? Can someone share? Up to now, what are you picking up?
It will help us regulate better.
Yeah, exactly. So you become regulating your emotions and your thoughts better, right? To do that, you get the opportunity learning these tools. What else? Anyone else? Geetan, you picked up anything from the discussion? Oh, yeah?
Yes, we have to always step back and evaluate our past actions in order to
Huh?
move forward.
Oh, brilliant. So one thing, Geetan, may I add something else as well there?
Sure.
Yeah, past actions will give us lessons, right? And also, if you can visualize for the future as what you want to create, that also create a momentum. This is where what we learn in outcome setting, creating well-formed outcome in the NLP, right? Sometimes, Kidani, the danger of going into past is sometimes most of the people, not knowingly, unknowingly, they get entangled in the whole process of getting into
Can I
yeah.
add the word objectively?
Yes, perfect. So your objective is to learn from the past. Beautiful. Thank you for adding that point and clarifying it further. So now, thank you for that. Anyone else? Binuri, you have anything that picked up? Or Hafsa or Shadi? I'm just calling names. Yeah, Amanda,
Yeah.
you want to share?
Yeah. So I think there are like things that, or maybe situations or like things that I think that probably wouldn't support me right now. And like how I think of it and stuff and all. So I think NLP
Yes.
in that sense would definitely help me to understand that and be in a better place.
Yeah.
And to understand myself better and to reprogram myself.
Yeah, exactly. So, say there can be irrational thinking in us. Now, example, everybody should like me. That can be very irrational. There can be people who don't like you, right? So, actually, this lesson taught me by Andy one day. So, I was very upset one day, and then she asked, "Do you think that everybody should like what you do?" She asked. Oh, there's some irrationality there. Right. Okay. So you can see that once you have this knowledge of NLP, you spot on those irrational beliefs or irrational assumptions that you carry. Well said, and Amanda. Right. Okay. I'm going back to it. Another key pointer. Can someone give me how much time we have, Kushani? How much time left?
We can go another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we started a little late, okay. So excuse me for another 5 minutes. So I'm going back. On the most important thing that I want you to pick up is out of all this is one thing. Give me a second. So I'll pick up the key thing from here. It is this, right? So right now, how whatever the work that you do, it's being very stressful because of so many reasons, right? So I want you to see that managing this emotional state is a one key aspect that you learn in NLP. So I'm not going to go into definitions. So simply stress or the anxiety that is created is because okay, it can be differ from person to person how far that you are capable or resourceful to respond to the pressures that is coming from outside, right? It can be your mother's mother said that, hey, uh, uh, don't come home if you without a good pass. That maybe that statement for some maybe feel like suicidal. I should not come home. I should straight away jump into a train. Another one, it may not be sense like that, right? So maybe you see that we are all getting into these states of feeling, right? Worry, tense, tired, right? Depressed, and so much so that we are anxious of our future. What is going to happen? Do we hit our sales target? This, that. What is going to be my into my career? And a lot of fear, right? So there can be external stresses like this from the physical environment, social interactions, from the workplace, or major life events like sicknesses. Now, for last 2 months, 1 month, I have seen in my family, two key young people got cancer. Right? One is a kind of a mid-age psychiatrist who is in the medical profession and went undergone a surgery, and the other one is just 24 years, right? And she's going through a surgery tomorrow, right? So this is unexpected, right? This is life. So life events, and also certain choices like internal stresses, negativity that in us, self-criticism, sometimes traps in our minds, or workaholism or perfectionism. All this will give us some kind of negative stress, right? Now, in NLP, we are learning first to recognize, right, negative stress as well as positive stress, and then also to see as an individual, how can I respond to these stress points? So, I will just show you this. Where the stress is affected, where in your body? If you are stressed, where it is affected? Can someone tell me? කොහෙටද affect වෙන්නේ stress තියෙනවා?
Heart.
Yeah.
Oh, everywhere. It changes the whole endocrine system. It affects anything in the body, right? It can be the heart, stomach, eyes, skin, and you get all these kind of symptoms. You see, physically, mentally, behaviorally, it affects everything. And what Salma said is right. Highest deaths happening because of the depression and the stress, right? Other than the liquor and all this tobacco and all that, right? Heart attack, right? That's why you said that, isn't it, Salma? It's recorded, right? These stresses, right? So my point here is, see, cardiovascular disease and the whole immune system change, asthma, diabetes. So I'm not going to create a lot of fear here, but what is important is what you do around that. Burnout, people been burned out. So what you do around that, right? So personal restoration, support seeking from the others, with all that, you need to see what are the strategies that you're having, right? So I'm not going to do a kind of exercise now, but can you see aware, balance, and control? To do this, to my experience, I know studying NLP helped a lot because there are a lot of exercises that to reduce stress, because you know the patterns, you know the kind of tools and techniques to do that, right? So NLP is connected to how we talk, how we pause, how we think, how you feel, and once you recognized and aware about how you do things, we can balance it. So basically, that is what. So you can see what causes stress. Your observation skills been improved in NLP, right? Not only the outside observations, internally, right? So it is helping you to recognize how you react to things, the patterns, right? So that will give you more balance and control. So bottom line, so what I just want you to conclude this is basically uh, uh, for me, from my experience, I'm talking here, even though I recognized NLP in say 20 years back, uh, as SmartQuest, as we decided to bring that valuable learning to us, our coaches, for us ourselves, our coaches, and for the community at large, for the organizations also, in thinking of with the intention of supporting them to be more resourceful in challenging times, right? So the bottom line is that. So my wish is like uh, we are having this is not a sales pitch, but again we are having a program lined up in July. So my colleagues Kushani, Amanda, if some of you are interested, they will share with you all those information, right? What I can tell you is bottom line is you become more resourceful in responding to current affairs, the current stressors, and the current challenges, as well as learning NLP will help you to become future ready as a self, right? As personal development, and also bottom line, it helps you to help somebody else that is in your family, or the role that you play as a parent or a teacher or a counselor or mentor or whatever the profession that you are in. So my wish is that world is going to change, and it's changing every time. How can we learn the neuroscience based career design or life design for us to respond to those challenges that is coming and also happening right now? So I wish that all of you to gain this knowledge, and we are there as SmartQuest to really support you to get that. So we got the best trainer in town from the region, because from the third generation programs. So this program, what we are running is more of third generation legend called Sue Knight. So let me share that. Based on the learning, and the book is this, so I also have a copy, and I think Andrea and all of us have this copy. So it will change your life. So I wish that you all have a wonderful learning if you are enrolling into this particular program with the trainer, because he himself has done this in Sri Lanka, India, in almost all the states, in France and in UK, and the trainer is well experienced to give you the right feedback. That gives you the opportunity to work around that and learn. So with that, I'm going to stop and asking you if there's any clarification or question for you to raise, and we'll close the session with that.